Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you very much for joining me here today. We're going to take a look here at Nucypher. And what we're doing is we're just going to take a quick look at the technical analysis. This is a request actually from one of my patrons. So thank you so much for bringing this to my attention here, Yanni. I want to kind of see what's going on because obviously a 800% increase in one day is quite significant. Okay, now it's likely some kind of fundamental catalyst that I can't see here on the charts. So just keep that in mind. Always do your own research. And obviously, if you're new to the channel, be sure to like and subscribe and maybe check out my Patreon community, of course, because I do have a really awesome trading community that's growing rapidly. Regardless, let's go ahead and take a look here at Nucypher. Now, just to jump right in here, honestly, we can see a one-day chart here. It's pretty significant. Again, I think it was up approximately 800%. Okay, I was wrong. 1200% in just a short amount of time. In fact, we look at the shorter time frame. Yeah, we're only about 12 hours into this increase. So obviously something's going on. Again, we can't see that, don't know exactly, but we can kind of find out, hopefully, if the technical data tells us anything at all. Now, the price is above both moving averages, pretty obvious there. It's hard to kind of understand and diagnose just based on how sharp this increase is. But generally speaking, yeah, we can see the price obviously is above both moving averages. I don't think it was previously, but that's okay. So not much to really, understand there. Oftentimes too, when you're looking at charts like these, you want to kind of sit on the wayside and wait for it to kind of calm down. Oftentimes when it shoots up that high, it'll retrace at least 80 to 90% of the way. So again, that'll still result in a pretty strong increase. I mean, you think about this, if the price comes all the way down to just say, 60 cents, that was inevitably a 1 to 200% increase, right? It's still very good. But just keep in mind, try not to FOMO in situations like this. That's why I like to make this kind of video, just kind of to more so exercise caution, just based on the simple fact that any retracement that you see, it's gonna be pretty significant when the price jumps up that hard that fast. Because any good bull run, you'll hear me say this with my patrons too. At least my patrons know I say this. You want to have a good staircase pattern for a bull run, right? This is not going to be a start of a bull run based on that increase. There's a good chance that yes, it'll leg up and it'll probably close more likely than not in the range of its previous all-time high. But even still, that's not a great starting point because it's going to come crashing down. And I use the analogy of what goes up must come down. In other words, just say you're going to you're going to try to go down a flight of stairs, right? When you trip and fall down a full flight of stairs, you're probably going to mess yourself up really bad. You're going to be in a wheelchair. It's going to be a problem, right? It's going to take a long time to recover. That's what's happening right now. This is going to take a while to bounce back, I feel, just based on history of every other coin that I've looked at. It's more often than not that you're going to see it just continue to decrease in price. So hopefully you didn't FOMO in. Try not to do that. Wait for it to establish strong support levels first, and then consider buying the next dip. But hopefully, you took some profit, or you got in somewhere in the range of just say 40 30 cents, somewhere in that range, and you're up 3 4 5x right now. Perhaps you even got a chance to sell when it was even higher, so kudos to you on that. Comment below if you did. But let's go ahead and just take a look at shorter time frames, kind of quickly identify. Oh wait, you know what, before we do that, sorry, let's just go ahead and mark some resistance levels here, or potential supports rather. So we got the one-day chart closing right around 89.90 cents. So this would probably be a case in point where we see the price kind of come down and relax. And that's my anticipation, because usually previous all-time highs are the closest place in which the price will kind of average itself out based on sharp increases like this, okay? I know it seems like a lot. It's like, okay, wow, dang, it's coming down like 80% of its increase. Well, there's a great chance that'll happen, okay? So just be very careful, be cautious, because yes, it's at 153 right now, but I would recommend taking your profits while you still can, okay? So just something to think about. So take a look at the 4-hour chart here. Let's take a look at this here. Obviously, we got a pretty sharp increase here in the second leg up, and that was a significant one. That second one pushed up about 230%. So obviously some significant growth here in a short amount of time. So I'd really like to find out what the fundamentals are here. If you can find that out, comment below, let us know what's going on. It'd be fantastic to understand that. But usually when you see this kind of increase, it's going to come crashing back down. Furthermore, let's go ahead and take a look at the 1-hour chart. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, look at that. Only about 5 hours in, it reached its height, and now we're about 5 hours into the retracement. So all in all, again, it's going to keep coming down. I would venture to guess we're going to see some kind of pattern form where it just kind of averages itself out here. again, the cool thing that we have going for us is the fact that the previous all-time high, right around 90 cents, is going to likely establish itself as a strong support, because previous resistance levels are, especially all-time highs, are very strong support levels. Okay, now keep in mind too, I'm saying all-time high, whereas technically it's not the all-time high. The all-time high is $1.15. So we want to use that as well as a secondary support. That'll be like a support channel. But I marked this here at 90 cents because that's where the one-day candlestick closed 3 days in a row. And that's an important thing to note. So we'll go ahead and mark 115 as well, because I think that's equally as important. It is the actual all-time high. And that's something to also note. So my speculation here is that we're going to see the price kind of average out down closer between 90 cents and 115. Okay. And if so, and it starts establishing one or the other as a strong support level, that's when you want to buy the dip and essentially add to your position. Or, perhaps, average your price down if you already FOMO'd in. Okay. I hope you didn't, because that's just not the right thing to do when you see something jumping to the moon. You can get lucky sometimes, but unless you're really quick with it, you can get burned. And this is one of those situations. So that's why I like to make these videos, just to really help kind of reiterate being cautious and careful. This is not a get rich quick thing. Obviously, if you'd already been in there and you sold right at the top, good for you. In fact, I want to hear from you if you did, because that is awesome if that's the case. But if you jumped in too late and you're somehow still in take profit right now, I would consider taking it, because it's only going to continue to decrease. It's very rare for a price to jump up 1,100% and to stay in the upper 6, 7, 800% range. That doesn't happen. Okay, I know we all like to think that happens, but it doesn't. It's just the realistic nature of how trading works. Okay, now you take this kind of volume and put that in a traditional stock market, that is unheard of, right? Normally people get ecstatic about a 10 to 15% increase. Now we see this this is like 10x that potential for a traditional stock market. So I know we're kind of used to seeing some crazy things take off in crypto, but don't get used to just jumping in and hoping for the best. I see so many people get burned, and I get a lot of people reaching out to me directly being like, hey, how do I recover from this? Well, sometimes you really can't recover depending on where you got in. Like, I think KuCoin recently got a lot of people burned as well, because it jumped up a good few 100%, and then it came right back down. All the whales took their profits, and people like you and I are left wondering what to do next. The key here is to be patient and to not FOMO in, okay? So that's my prediction here. My prediction is for the price to come down to the channel of 90 cents to 115. It'll average itself out there. That might be a good consideration to take entry if the price levels out, right? We need to see the one-day candlestick closing above either of those two support levels for at least a couple of days, right? And we also definitely need to be able to see the RSI and MACD calm down as well, because those are just extremely out of sorts, and it's hard to recover from that. Okay, so again, just trying to throw some advice out there. I've been trading for 15 years, and I've seen a thing or two, and when I see this, it's very often that the price comes way down. Okay, so you've been warned. I hope that you find benefit from this, and if so, great, thank you. Like and subscribe. Also join my Patreon community if you'd like to learn more and have somebody like myself on your side. I send out signals, and every single trade that I take, I share with my community members, and we're all learning and growing together. It's a really awesome experience. So check that out when you get a chance. Either way, I really do appreciate your time here today. We'll look forward to seeing the next one. Be safe.